This is Tokyo's worst tiny apartment by far, like for so many reasons. This is what it looks like from the outside. But the juxtaposition between this place and the house next to it is something else. We're on the outskirts of Tokyo right now, closer to the mountains than the city center. But usually living on the outskirts comes with a whole bunch of benefits, and this apartment seems to have very few of them. Let's take a look inside. Oh, I am just so confused and delighted by this place. I feel like we're gonna walk out of here with way more questions than answers, but oh, the rusty metal and nails sticking out, that's a nice touch. And that says Airbnb. This, this just does not feel safe at all. So there's all these fresh milk ice cream shop signs here, but don't get your hopes up. I think the ice cream is a lie. I feel like we've entered a completely different world. There's just so much to digest visually, and the washing machine is running. There are these stepping stone blocks to walk on, but they're very, very unstable. And as we come back here, some kind of forest adventure, is it? Is it this way? We'll go this way. I feel like into the depths should lead us to the apartment, starting with this sheer hallway with just a random hand holding a small red light that's not creepy at all. We've got art here on the walls, and then we come around the corner, and that is actually much more modern looking than I was expecting. Oh, but claustrophobics beware, this is where things start to get a little tight. I can't even lift my arms in here, and the rooms are even worse. We get to see two of them, but there's a map here that shows exactly where we are. Let me show you. So this is actually a map of all of Tokyo, Japan. The main city section is really just here, and we're all the way out here. So while we're in Tokyo, it's just not city Tokyo, and this right here, this is our first room. Now, as with any Japanese apartment, we start by taking off our shoes in the entrance. Now, this whole room is only 4.65 square meters, and it's really well built. And that's just over half the size of the average Japanese prison, which sits somewhere between 7 to 10 meters on average. This little stepping stool here. Now, one of the benefits of living on the outskirts is supposed to be having more space, but realistically, this is all that some people need or even want for that matter. I love that I can touch both sides with my hands, and this is also about the same size as my first ever apartment in Tokyo. The bed seems comfy enough, but the listing for this place amazingly says that you can rent out one room for up to 2 people. What a life that would be. You do have the bunk bed, so you could put somebody under there, but then you would miss out on the lovely desk space, which I gotta try it, right? Okay, wow, all right, poor decisions are being made. Let me show you. So beside the bed, we do have a bit of a sink space here, and then that brings us into our desk and workspace. How short do you need to be? We do have storage here. Right now, they are all empty, and there's just some bedding up here, but do you think I can? There's only one way to find out. This is not gonna be fun. Claustrophobics, maybe skip the next 10 seconds. Also, in the 5-10 minutes that I've been in this room so far, it has gotten incredibly hot. You do have an air conditioner up there, but this is just not. This would be the absolute worst possible work. This would be so bad for your back. I'm 90% sure it's not intended to be used this way. You're probably, and by probably I mean certainly intended to, oh my lord, the chair is hooked on everything. Definitely meant to bring it out and sit like this. And I guess the little footstool here is, well, that's for your friends to do work with you. And also, the other thing that this place is not is quiet. You would expect coming out to the outskirts of Tokyo, you'd get a little more quiet. It's been non-stop sirens and noise, and the wind in here. Like a lot of sirens. Now, I have noticed a bit of an appeal to international clientele by them labeling pretty much everything in the room with English, including more ice cream signs. If I don't get ice cream today, there's gonna be problems. And that English isn't just in the room either. It's throughout the entire place, and it's not just English either. It's very international. It's nice to see. Also, our next room apparently is quite a mess, so be prepared for that. But this almost certainly takes the prize for the smallest place we've seen yet, and we've seen some some crazy places, like that $60 apartment that had no toilet, or the 360-degree glass building with absolutely no privacy, or that really skinny triangle building with the world's worst toilet, and yet this is still the tiniest place we've seen. Also, you probably noticed that the room doesn't have a toilet, and that's because the toilet is right here in the hallway. It's a shared toilet. And it's, wow, that's kind of nice, and most certainly wider than some of the other toilets we've been in as well. To give you a feel for just how open and spacious this is, well, I couldn't even touch my elbows to the side on the hallway. Does that mean that, okay, we've got about 76 there, and we got 82. What that means, this toilet is officially wider than the hallway, which is incredible considering in some of these tiny apartments, the residents literally have their heads up against the walls. And I just realized that this is broken. I met a nice old lady when I came in who's kind of like the maintenance person of this place. And you know what? That should make her day just a little bit easier. Also, there's a kitchen. Well, it's kind of a kitchen space. There's a disproportionately large sink, which considering I haven't seen a shower or bath anywhere yet, you might wash your hair in there. And then you've got this kitchen space here, as well as a bit of a refrigerator and these little toasters and a microwave. And that refrigerator feels like it has not been opened in a year. The smell, oh, bleh. Unpleasant. Our next room's right down here though. The kitchen isn't that big of a deal because if you live in a place like this, you're probably dining out somewhere really cheap or getting one of those half-price bentos at a supermarket. So, you know, easy way to, oh my God, are you serious? Okay, you remember when I said our next room is a mess? Let me show you this. The word mess may have been a bit of a misnomer because this is not a mess. This is storage, and amazingly, it's available for rent. I would assume probably gonna clean all of this out before whoever moves in, unless it's like a storage locker type situation and you just get everything that's in here. That was not on the listing though. And it goes all the way back as well. This room is jam-packed to the top. There's these shelves, not enough space for the light, and some interesting looking Pokemon game. This also feels like a pretty good place for a gentle reminder that as I've done today, you do need permission to come into places like this. Please don't just go opening the doors to random Japanese people's apartments. They really don't like that. The price for this place, not the art, that's priceless, is actually fairly reasonable. It's around 250,000 yen a month with the maintenance fee, so that's under $200 US. And remember, you can split that between 2 people. I still just can't imagine living there with more than one person. That's just wild. Let's go check out the B&B though. Also, while coming out of here, I noticed if you peek behind here, there's even more storage. What's up here? It is all so narrow, but this here looks like it's a bit of a, I'd say a lounge space. Seems you can hang your laundry up over there. I love it. I can now see the Airbnb appeal. I was confused at first because it's kind of far from the station. Not as the crow flies, the station's just right there, but there's a lot of winding roads and steep hills, so it's a little hard to get here. In fact, even just coming out of here, there's a lot to process. Aside from the dangerous step, we've got the lawn gnomes, the hand carving over here, the hand-drawn art up here, and this random bird cage with no bottom. Honestly, I think I just like it because it reminds me of an outdoor version of my YouTube studio. So the B&B is up there, but it seems like the shower and bath space is actually right in here. So once again, shoes off and fish tank. Actually a nice fish tank. And then if we make our way back here, it actually starts to feel kind of touristy with the umbrella and the hat and the attempt at making it feel like a Japanese onsen, which I do really enjoy, but the bath itself is actually just a very normal household Japanese bath. It is a smaller bath. It's quite tall though, so it still works, but all the touristy stuff kind of confuses me. Also, I saw something on the way in. So as I was coming in here, I noticed it says everyone's room or living room. This is the everyone's room right here. So let's check it out. Oh my God, no. That is not what I was expecting in the least. Oh boy.
昔ね、
はい。
昔はいっぱい来てたから、下が6部屋とここ2部屋って全部民泊でしたけどね、昔は。もう今コロナからこっちね、コロナからはこっち2部屋だけです。わかりました。はい、すいません、ありがとうございます。どうも。
She's just the sweetest lady, isn't she? So turns out this whole place used to be rental, and then the pandemic happened. But I definitely wasn't expecting to walk in and see all of this. Turns out these actually used to, for some reason, be hanging out on the wall and all just got moved into here. Okay, let's go check out the Airbnb room. Now, the existence of this place as an Airbnb both intrigues and confuses me because while it is very nice back there, it's not like there's really anything exciting to do in the area. It's not like a hub that you would go from anywhere. So I'm curious as to what kind of people would stay here. And then as we make our way inside here, we are greeted by a goose. Also, I can't help but notice and love their approach to wiring. And this here is going to be our room. Oh, that is a lovely noise. Gotta watch your head a little on entry, but it is actually not a bad room. Let me show you. So coming in the door, you have a double bunk bed right here. I also love how they just write all over their own doors and that this says, "Welcome to Coming Japan." The owner of this place has a great sense of humor. And the little sofa is not bad. Oddly comfortable. When I asked to see this place, the owner was like, "Oh, it is most definitely the worst place you'll ever see," hence the title, but I actually kind of like it. Now, the B&B is some 4 times the size of the room, and you even have your own private bathroom here. Ooh, automatic lights. You have your own kitchen space right here. Storage, fridge, microwave, everything you need. And all of this for between 2,500 yen and 3,800 yen a night, depending on the season. The Airbnb, I love the room, maybe a little small for me. I had that time in my life. I feel I've outgrown that now. But if you don't mind spending a lot of time on the train, because it did take me well over an hour from the city center to get here, but I would love to hear what you think. Would you live in that tiny apartment? There are fish tanks all over this place. Let me know what you think below. Not about the fish tanks, about the apartments. And we will see you again real soon. Also, as I was leaving, I noticed it said washing machine for guests, free bubble prepare. Bubble Prepare is the best game or band name ever, and he looks like he's had better days. Would you believe these apartments were built in 2015? It's like 10 years ago. Please don't just go opening the doors to random Japanese people's apartments. They really don't like that. Okay, full confession, I finished the video like 40 minutes ago and I've just been wandering around chatting to that nice old lady and checking out the stuff, and it's just such a visual treat in here, and the ice cream was definitely a lie. There was no ice cream. You can't see the word ice cream 50 times in a day and then not